Okay. We have a thing with both of them where I'm like, okay, I'm gonna clap, and then they're like, ruining the whole point of this.
You hit record.
It's just like the intrusive thoughts win, and I'm just like, I have to. I don't know.
Yeah. Thankfully, it's not so serious.
Fair.
Yeah.
Okay.
We're all friends here.
For the most part.
Hi.
Hey everyone, welcome to the Chaos Agents podcast, episode 3 with Carraway band, Mara and Nick. We are so excited to have you on. This is Elijah, my co-host, Jolo as well, on the throne, as his rightful place. And my name's Em.
So you all are Carraway. Earlier, I heard you say that you met in jazz band.
Yes.
What did you play in jazz band?
We both did guitar in jazz band.
Oh, wow.
Hey.
Both like acoustic, both electric?
Both electric.
Okay.
So I was actually in jazz too, just my senior year on guitar.
Yeah.
That's all I did.
What is jazz?
It's like like jazz 1 is like the higher level group, but we had so many people in our jazz band that we kind of like had all of them going to like all the festivals and everything. So we had to compete. And I'm pretty sure the only reason I won was because I was there longer at that point. But,
Yeah.
But
Like
yeah.
I said, only did band and stuff like my senior year of high
Wow,
school.
that's cool.
Which is a choice,
Yeah.
but
Wow.
That's so sick though. I've never really
I was like,
heard of people like joining like
yeah, it was a little weird of a situation and like a feeling because everybody had been there since like their freshman year. And I'm like,
yeah.
I just didn't like, I wasn't doing anything else. I'm like, I had like my credits mostly done. I was like, you know what? I used to play flute like back in middle school, so that's what I did. Is I did marching band with the flute, and then I did jazz bands after marching band was over.
I
So-
see. Walk me through on how you guys met. Like
High school.
Yeah, we were
definitely,
auditioning.
Classes.
Yeah, we knew each other like kind of in passing, but then we were auditioning, and then that's kind of like when we really met. And I think you were wearing like a band shirt.
It was a My Chemical Romance.
Yeah, My Chemical Romance shirt to a jazz audition. So yeah, so that's what I was like, okay, I fuck with this person. Yeah, we're like, okay.
Oh, yeah.
and so you guys stayed friends from that point on, and how did you guys turn into Carraway?
So yeah, we actually started dating. Moved to the East Coast, and we were going to college out there. And Penn State, yeah. And I failed out dramatically. Dropped out of music school. We came back, and I had like 3 demos from an old thing that I was doing that was kind of a solo act. And I wanted to do a show. I wanted to play music because I hadn't been able to play music because failed out of music school. So we were like, hey, what do we do?
Yeah, that's a whole experience. You started dating. Are you still dating?
Yes, we are, yeah.
Wow, how long have you been dating?
I think we decided it's been 2 years.
Almost 3
plus,
years.
Yeah, almost
2
like 3 years.
3/4
now.
years. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so
Math.
Wow, I haven't heard of like a band that's dating.
I've heard it start after the band forms, and that never ends well.
yeah,
So,
so we were
okay.
dating
Yeah.
before the band happened.
Uh-huh.
Okay,
so,
that's key.
So that's-
There's more like
Yeah, that's the real trick,
longevity
yeah.
there.
Yeah,
Yeah, and I was messing around because like in Penn State, we both like I was in art school as well. I was doing digital art and design, and I also just had that creative, just like got beaten down by it. And I ended up just like stopped going to classes a little bit, trying. I lived off campus, so that made it hard to catch like buses and just like get myself to go. And I picked up a drum pad. Like you ordered me a drum pad to my apartment. I was like, you know, I want to learn this. I've been a big fan of like bands like 21 Pilots, and I've tried.
Yes.
Okay, yeah.
I love Josh Dunn. I wanted to drum. I wasn't very good. I was like, I started like once upon a time, and I'm like, you know what? I just like picking up things. I'm gonna do something that I'm not good at instead of like my art, which was something that I was trying to pursue professionally. I'm like, let's just start from nothing, ground zero. So
Interesting.
that's what I did. And then Nick's like, hey, you want to use like my sample pad and stuff, and we can see what happens. And that's how Carraway kind of like actually was more than just like, yeah, let me mess around with your computer while you're writing your own solo songs. And it kind of was like, yeah, you know what, this works.
That's sick.
Yeah, so talk us through your process.
For sure. Nick usually writes more of the drums, sort of. Like, I'm not much of the songwriter. I kind of see what Nick has made. I help, like, with the lyrics, because I'm actually an English major now.
Okay.
Is what I did the turn to. I help a little bit with lyrics. I don't really have, like, the story mindedness that, like, I wish I could get more into this nonsense, but I think I kind of unravel it a little bit more than, like, it gets, like, thrown, and I'm like, here. Let's put it together.
Yeah.
And like, so Nick will kind of write out like tons of demos, a lot of like weird stuff. And I'll sit down and I'll be like, what is this drum beat?
Yeah.
It's either like just like a really, really, really simple drum beat, or something unnecessarily like convoluted and absolutely like, I'm like, I can't physically play this. Do you want to maybe do some electronic here? I'm not playing this live.
Yeah. So Nick, tell me about your writing process. So is Mara around? Are you usually by yourself? What's going on?
So like almost always I like to write by myself. I like kick Mara out of the room because I can't like think, because I'm always like trying to sing something, because usually like the idea almost always starts with like a melody, right? So it's like I get this idea, like recently it was like a da 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 da, and I just will sing that like for 2 hours straight and just play like my piano or my guitar as I like kind of put stuff around it, and it kind of will build up over time. And then usually at that point I'll kind of hear a beat in my head, and I'll write that out, and then eventually once I kind of have like the song structure figured out, I'll have like, you know, I'll have like a rough demo, and then I bring that to Mara and I'm like, is this an actual song? And 9 times out of the 10 the answer is, what the fuck did you just play? Like, no.
Interesting.
Don't delete that.
So you're writing into a DAW then?
Yeah, I almost always write into a DAW. I use Logic for that.
You use Logic? Okay,
Yeah,
cool.
yeah.
Joe uses Logic.
I'm a Logic
Joe's a
head.
wizard at Logic.
Yes, you are.
It's incredible software.
It really is. It really is.
Okay, so you're sitting in the room by yourself, and then you're just recording into a microphone.
Yeah.
Or an input, or is your keyboard, are you recording the keyboard directly, or are you using MIDI?
I almost always use MIDI because I will record like, I usually just record with like an electric piano originally, and then I'll be like, okay, this is a bass line, let's move this over to a bass guitar. And then eventually I'll re-record it on the bass guitar, but being able to kind of play everything either on a piano or just like doing it on a guitar, and then like being like going back later and, you know, redoing it just is really useful for me to kind of like hear the soundscape.
Yeah, you get like a scaffolding first.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Yeah. So, Mara, when you're playing the drums, what is that? Is it like pads, or are you like programming the MIDI parts? What's going on?
I'm really bad with the music recording software and stuff, so I did do the pads a little bit, like just on the cute little guy, just a little bit of the pads, but mostly I just kind of, I'll have to sing like what I'm trying to like do, or I will just hop over on drums, have Nick play the backing tracks, and I'll be like, tell me the beat, we'll go from there, and then Nick will listen, he's like, oh, I like what you did there more than what I wrote, so we're gonna do that.
Oh,
That's so cool.
Usually, I'm physically on the drums while listening to like the backing, and like even like the bare bones, Nick just maybe on guitar, piano, because that's usually how it starts. You kind of isolate it a little bit, especially when you're trying to really get momentum. You isolate it to like one instrument.
And do you do a lot of the vocal melodies too? Or?
Not really. I do some. You've made me do some like backing.
Yeah, a lot of the gang vocal
a little
stuff
gang
is gonna be
vocals.
Mara.
I'm in there. I don't do a lot of them now. Sometimes I'll have a microphone on stage to like kind of join in and do a little bit, but only if I know the song really well.
Right.
So I'm fairly new at drums still.
Gotcha.
And the multitasking is something that I'm like, do I want to?
Mara goes very hard on the drums to the point where like very out of breath, like just beating the drums. And also we've had like, you know, sound engineers get mad about bleed into the vocal mic to the point where they're like, we've actually had to be like, we're gonna mute it, and then Mara has it behind them, and then we unmute it when they go around. We've tried like having foot switches, but it's just, Mara loves to play out as much as possible. So a lot of times we had that conversation, it was like, you know, we could either just play the backing track that you recorded earlier, or, you know, you could just, you know, play your heart out. So that's kind of what we landed on.
Drums seem like such a... I don't play drums. Em, you play drums.
I did, in my previous band.
That's pretty
But
cool.
it seems like such a visceral instrument. Like, to be able to like express yourself with like your whole body.
Oh yeah.
Crazy.
I feel like even though like I already have like the drum beat that I've rehearsed, every time I play it, it feels like like it's something new. I'll do something that I've never done before, or I feel like I'm just going into something new. Even and maybe that's because I'm like really new. So I'm like I don't really because we have like a usual kind of set drums. But even the studio like versions that I personally like were like, oh yeah, these are what the drums are gonna be. I've changed, I'm sure, like so much just in live performances. Like, ooh, I liked that fill. Ooh, I liked that kind of.
We also never really written down fills 100%. Like Mara wrote out the fills for the album version. We're like, these are the fills, and then, you know, when we're playing in a smaller space, Mara's kind of will take back the fills, but we're playing on a bigger stage. The fills are insane. For no reason. It's awesome.
So you dial them up or down, kind of depending on the venue. Yeah, that's cool. I like that.
What are your guys' inspirations for music?
I mentioned 21 Pilots earlier. I think that's a big one. I've been into 21 Pilots for like ever. It's like that one obsession that just won't leave you alone. Even after I was like, no, I'm not going to be a 21 Pilots fan anymore. It's not cool music.
You're still into them?
No, I'm
like
still into them.
Like,
yeah,
okay,
I went to the Clancy tour a little bit ago.
Wow.
Just like I saw Clancy come out. I was like, oh, I'm back. I'm back. I'm gonna leave. So, and that's kind of where, Nick, you knew a lot of 21 Pilots before me, but you actually were able to just kind of space out with actually other variety.
Yeah, when I was about 14, I got really into kind of like the straight edge hardcore scene, just because I had a lot of like personal stuff going on at that time. So I started going to like local shows around here for the straight edge scene, and that eventually, the straight edge scene isn't huge in Fort Collins, but the deathcore scene of the time was really big, so I ended up getting into like a bunch of deathcore bands. So a lot of death metal, a lot of kind of very different than what we're doing now for sure. There's definitely some inspiration, especially in our older songs on that stuff, but there was a lot of the, like hardcore stuff. And then it was kind of recently, I was really exclusively listening to like death metal and like classical music because I was going to musical school. So it was a weird combo, but then I made that change where I was like, I kind of started going back and started listening to like a lot of emo bands that I used to really like, Cap'n Jazz, the Used, stuff like that. And I was like, okay, I want to actually make something more like this. And that was really when we kind of changed how we were approaching music, for sure.
So I have two questions about music school. And I've already seen you demonstrate like really healthy boundaries. So I'm not too worried about, like, feel free to not answer. But my first question is, what is something that you, like a positive thing that you took away from music school that you're like, well, I didn't do the whole thing, but at least I learned this?
Absolutely. A big one is the boundary thing. I had my professor, he was a really great guy. I connected a lot with him, and he just told me that like sometimes you have to just tell people no, And that was a big thing for me. It was like I took on every single thing people gave me. Yeah. I remember it was like, end of my second semester, it was like, here you go, you have to write these pieces. Can you write this piece for this group that's gonna be touring in Pennsylvania, this summer, and then would you be able to make it to this? And I'm like, yeah. And then I realized,
like Nadia, like, can you play cello on this piece for me? Like, and then be another person.
Like all of our lives.
Yeah, I tried to take on way too much, and then eventually, like, I did it all, but I looked at it and I hated every single thing I made, and like the performances, they just weren't there. And it was kind of like, I just did too much. I really have to learn to, like, sometimes you just gotta say no,
I think your electronic, class, I think that really showed you, kind of got you back, because you were really into, like, this more, like, composition side of, like, I'm writing down this, and I don't know what your software was, and giving it out to people, and then you had that class where you were writing solo stuff.
Absolutely.
On, like, what you're using now, basically, right?
I had a friend, his name is Han Hitchin, and he's currently at the University of Texas, I believe, and he basically told me, like, to, like, really look into writing more electronic stuff. And if you listen to our music, there's a lot of synths and stuff, and that was the first time I'd ever really experimented with synths beyond, like, just, hey, these are the presets on my, like, synthesizer, I can do this to add a little something to a song. I was like, what if I made something purely electronic? So that was the first time I tried that.
You said Sean?
Han
Hitch?
Han Hitchin, yeah.
Han Hitchin, okay. Shout out Han Hitchin. I love that like there was this experiment in boundaries. Were you in music school for 2 years? Because you said you're a year above Mara?
No, we're actually in the same year. So I was only in there for a year, yeah.
So I went to music school.
Yeah.
Music school was one of the hardest things I ever did, and I almost gave up several times. Yeah. And there are times that I really wish that I would have given up.
Yeah.
And I don't actually even like the language given up, because that
absolutely.
It's like I just decided this wasn't for me.
That's a big thing.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And
that
so
makes sense.
I'm of the opinion, one of my favorite spiritual teachers, his name's Rob Bell, he talks about a southern star,
Yeah.
And so like we know the North Star, and that's like what we're going towards. And the Southern Star is like, well, I'm getting away from that.
Yeah.
And I love that like as an interpretation of life, because we can be like, that's bad. It's like, well, it's not necessarily bad. It's just like, I just don't want that.
Yeah, absolutely.
That is a very long-winded way of me asking you this question at music school. What's something that's like a Southern Star, like that, like you went to music school and you experienced it and you're just like, wow, I know I don't want that.
So the album's called The Long Ride Home, our album we just put out about a month ago, and it literally is about the cross-country road trip the two of us took from State College, Pennsylvania. It's a 26-hour drive back to Fort Collins, Colorado. I thought I wanted to live on the East Coast. I thought I wanted to be near all the population centers so I could play in New York. I could do all these things. Then I saw, we were in Philadelphia for a few days and I realized, oh my God, I hate this. This is the worst thing for me. I could not live here. I can't spend time here. And I just missed the mountains. I missed, even though there's like 100,000 people here, it feels very small and very connected. When you go out to the East Coast, it's like, I don't know anyone, you know?
Culture is quite different.
Yeah, it really is.
I think the Fort Collins culture is where we belong as people, and kind of discovering that, like coming back especially, we're like, oh, like, because college town, they're both college towns, completely different feel.
Yeah.
And it's like, this feels like an actual community rather than a bunch of people who kind of are here just to get a degree and party and leave. And it's like there's a bunch of people who are partying, actually making friends, connecting on different levels with a bunch of different like
So there was way less connections on the East Coast and less effort to have
the
like
feeling I got was a lot, it was very like, because I mean, I wouldn't say it's a party culture because like parties are great, you know, you get to meet a ton of people. The thing was, it was almost like people only wanted to see each other at parties. Like, you'd make a friend, but then it's like they wouldn't expect to see you until the next time, like, you went out on a Friday, right? It wasn't like, oh, I'll see you like the next day. At least that was our experience with it.
Like sharing contacts, like, oh my gosh, I love your stuff. Let's
absolutely
follow each other on Instagram. Not even like that little silly thing. Which,
That's
I mean, definitely there is like a lot of, like, because I did like, there was a lot of good artists in State College that I enjoyed. Like we went and saw, I don't remember what the place was called, saw some galleries, saw some art like pop-ups, and like I took art classes and I was like, this is like, I like these people. And we always like joke like, oh yeah, we'll like get together, we'll do like a reunion even for the art class. And it's like, that is great, but like it was only that one like experience. The rest of it felt so isolating, being like where we were, like location based too, like how you said, like miss the mountains. State College, like if I could describe it, it was like claustrophobic is like the way it felt to me. It was like, because like you have like State College and you have like a bunch of rural Pennsylvania, so there's that literal like geographical sense, big hills, and then there's the, if I sit in my apartment, nobody's gonna like text me, hey, you wanna go to get like ice cream or something.
They did have fire ice cream.
Fire ice cream.
It's true. It's very true.
Best part. Everybody mentions the ice cream at Penn State. It is true, the rumors.
Like, they had spicy ice cream? Is that what you mean?
Oh, no, it's just
No, I'm
really
just
good.
kidding.
Have had spicy ice cream.
I think I had fireballs ice cream, and it was a terrible idea.
Yeah.
There were like so many of those in one bowl.
I mean, like the candy?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you meant like the alcohol.
No, the fireball no, it was the little like jawbreaker fireball.
Yeah.
So you had like a bowl of ice cream, and you'd have like 20 of those.
Oh,
It's like,
God.
What am I supposed to do with this? How am I supposed to eat this?
Have a frozen cold fireball.
Right.
That's it. That's all I did to it.
It feels like a mean joke. Like,
And you can barely eat one fireball as it is. Imagine trying to eat 20.
yeah, like 20 of them.
Just
It was
go
terrible.
to town.
Yeah. So, Mara, I heard you mention that you were, when you were at Penn State, you were studying visual arts.
Yes.
Are you still doing visual art?
I personally in my own life am, like, I still love doing the digital art. I use like my iPad and like my computer a lot. I love the concept art is what I really wanted to do, which is like, you know, character designs. Let's look at like a kind of fantasy landscape for like a different story. So I still do that in like my own time, mostly just like fan art. I'm trying to kind of get into like some fashion like inspiration, like Antonio Lopez I love, and I was like, you know what, maybe I kind of want to still learn on my own, but art school just wasn't for me personally, and I learned that, and that's okay, because I still love it, I still do it. I'm an English major now, so I'm still really, I feel like I'm still artistically and creatively minded. So I feel like I'm still doing that with my life in some way, and I'm like, you know what, it's fine if I don't get a degree in arts. It doesn't not make me an artist all of a sudden. So
That's absolutely.
That's super true.
Just I mean that you're an English major. I mean that you're in a band, and I don't know, like, you know, I think we have a really limited understanding of what artist is, because it's like most people are like, oh, I'm not artistic, and then like they make you this incredible piece of like woodworking stuff, and you're just like, what do you mean you're not artistic? Or like, you know, they design a room really well.
Yeah.
And the language is so limited because we just think of a person who draws or paints or maybe sculpts on it. But like, artist is so big. Like I started calling myself an artist because I'm a musician and I'm a filmmaker.
Yeah, you're an artist.
And so it's just way more helpful. I think it's more all-encompassing.
Yeah, there's not like one
agree.
like checkpoint you get to that suddenly defines you as an artist.
Right.
Yeah.
So
I think about like Prince, how like he was known as like formerly known as, but like the people just call him the artist.
Oh yeah, that's right. I forgot about
But like he never like, I mean, I don't know if he drew, but like he just was an artist, you know, like.
Yeah.
It's really funny. We did an interview with another one, and Prince was one of the artists that we said was like someone who really inspired us. Just the way that he like combines that like visual element with the sound, and he's never been afraid to like, I mean, this song is like 80s pop, and then that one's very, you know, not. And then there's always something else coming on with it.
Did you just say you were on another podcast?
No, we weren't on a
no,
podcast.
this is
Never.
You're being
Double
launched
dipping.
into my very dry sense of I apologize.
It was just a back and forth messaging
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
interview. So
Yeah.
we've done another one
what was
face
it?
to face.
It's Dead Party Media. They're an independent like music blog basically out of Arkansas.
Yeah.
And they reached out to us and they're like, hey, you want to do an interview?
Just on social media.
Yeah.
They brought up
They're great.
Tumblr lore of our band, and so I'm like, oh, that's where you
Oh
found
my gosh, that's such a visceral reaction. I need to know more.
So basically, they didn't ask us anything about this, but they asked us if we could do a dream collaboration, who it would be. And I jokingly said car seat headrest, because the first time I posted a video of myself singing, I was like 14. I think it was a Jeff Buckley song. They're like, you sound like Will Toledo, and I hated them for that. And that they pointed out in that about a few months ago, we started a campaign on Tumblr that it did not work to have us open for car seat headrest in Denver. And we were tagging, because Will Toledo's still active on Tumblr a little bit. And so we were having all of our followers tag Will Toledo and everything. And then
we're being that.
we're being those people.
No, you gotta fucking
still no
swing.
response. So
Yeah, they said in the interview. They contacted, asking to, still no response. We're like, no, you're not supposed to know about that. Just the weird people on Tumblr that were playing along.
yeah.
That's a good swing though. I mean, I respect it, you know?
Yeah.
To be fair, and now because it didn't work, we're just like, aha, we're so silly.
Yeah, it was a joke, guys.
It was a joke.
It was a bit.
We're
We were
playing
bidding
the bit.
around.
It was a bit.
Yeah, Will Toledo though.
Well, like, maybe it's a joke for him now.
Yeah.
Like, maybe he's just like, it's actually funnier if I just don't respond.
I'm afraid he's blocked us at this point. He has like 950 no's. There's a lot of notifications.
So, if we came and saw you on stage, like came and saw one of your shows, which do you have any shows coming up?
We do. We're going to be July 11th at Scrumpy's. Then we're going to be in Thornton and Denver, and then we're going to come back to Fort Collins in October with Jolo, actually. Yeah, heading up the coast.
We come to you one of your shows. What are we seeing? Is it just you two?
It's just the two of us.
Okay.
That wasn't... We kind of started that way, and the idea was that we'd eventually expand, but at this point it's kind of become like a part of how like we perform and how like people see us is like as a duo.
Yeah.
To the point where now we're not even really looking for anyone else.
Sure. So then, are you using tracks?
Yeah, a lot of tracks.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, absolutely.
I remember the first time I saw you performed at tracks, and I was like, "That's really cool." Like, it just really worked, and it's a great way to get the energy out. And
Yeah, I mean, especially if you have really convoluted stuff.
Yeah.
So like, that's like perfect.
3808s going at the same time.
Yeah, exactly. I love using the tracks. I mean, I don't now, but before it was really fun. So.
Yeah, we saw you at Miss House. Back, yeah.
Really?
Old one, yeah.
I remember
Y'all were there?
that.
Yeah.
I didn't say hi.
Oh. Yeah, I was
didn't
offended.
know,
No,
I
you're
didn't
good.
know.
You're good.
I was too scared of everyone, honestly.
Yeah, you're good.
It was like a really windy day, right?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I remember you just climbing on like the balcony, like shaking. I was like, what the hell is wrong with this guy? Good. Yeah. Loved it.
That's awesome. R.I.P. Mishaps though. Dang.
So sad, dude.
For real.
That's a
Sad.
sad one.
I think they're coming back. I
Are
think
they?
they're on the
Are
rise.
they?
I don't know.
Okay.
They're like selling stuff. They're like.
Trying to
Yeah.
rally the troops.
Talk about your new album coming out. That well, it was already released.
Yeah, it just
in-
came out.
Okay.
Yeah. So
Awesome.
we have a new album. It's called The Long Ride Home. It came out about a month ago now, actually.
Okay.
You can get it on vinyl for a limited time.
Oh, yeah.
We have like a few left. Yeah, it's going to be at elasticstage.com/Carraway.
Okay.
I think we have a few of those left still. I don't know by the time this comes out. We posted on Tumblr. They love us on Tumblr for some reason.
Wow.
We don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
If it
started
works,
the
it
page as a
works.
joke.
Yeah.
I forget
You've
that
never
peop-
been on Tumblr, like ever.
No. I forget that it's a band account a lot of the time. So people will point out things I said on there. I'm like, oh yeah, I said that. No, The Long Ride Home. It's 11 tracks. The physical editions do come with a few bonus tracks. It's about a cross-country road trip that we took. Kind of accepting that, hey, I really did not do what I thought I was gonna do. Maybe I'm not like. There's a lot of times when you're, going out and doing something, you think, okay, I'm the best person to ever try this, and then you go and you go, no, I'm not that great. I can fail. Everyone can fail. Failure is always an option. So then it's writing a lot about that, and then a lot about also coming to terms with the fact that like sometimes you got to be like, yeah, this is me, and that's not perfect. That kind of sucks sometimes because I failed out of music school. I didn't complete it like I originally wanted to, but that's who I am. So that is what it is.
If you had to choose one song on the album for someone to listen to, I know it's kind of a loaded question because there's probably a lot, but if you had to choose one.
Yeah, it's a good one though. Preach Anadonia.
Anadonia.
It's
I really like that song.
Yeah. It's a song about the
We
fact.
chose good.
Yeah. Everyone kind of always says that they like know what's right for you, and that was a big thing when we were moving back. Was everyone was telling me like, okay, go to CU Boulder, okay, or like, okay, you can still go to music school at CSU, or you can do this or this. And I was like, I just wanted to kind of take the time to like figure it out myself. But everyone's kind of like telling you that like you have to move on immediately, and you shouldn't kind of feel what you have. So that's the idea of preaching Anadonia, or like preaching feeling nothing. So a lot of people are telling you, hey, you shouldn't feel your emotions, and like. But if you keep pushing that down, it's just going to get worse and worse. So
Yeah.
You're
That's
not
what
like
the whole
living
song's
your authentic life.
exactly.
Dang, that's a cool message.
Yeah, I
though.
love that.
Thank you.
That's like I love hearing about like the meanings behind certain songs. Like you have to wonder because they're always just like I wondered what the title of the name of it meant. So it's really cool to hear that.
Yeah.
Are you the type to name your songs like based off a lyric, or is it like based off a feeling, or is it?
It depends on. So Preach Anadonia, we obviously don't ever say that in the song, but
Okay.
other songs like the name is directly said there. A lot of times I will have incredibly long song names because I think more about the feeling, and then either myself or Mara will be like, that's not. No one's gonna remember a song because I want to say that Preach Anadonia was like a memoir to a ghost in a wall originally, and it's like.
That's kind of cool.
It's cool,
I like it.
but I know for a fact that I don't want to like say that on stage. It's a little too long. Also, like, have you heard that new song, "A Memoir to a Ghost in a Wall," Part 2? No, I'm just kidding. Stuff like that. Like, I just felt it's a little long-winded. I like the conciseness. So a lot of times it's more about the feeling.
I was supposed to say, I think most of them are like associated with the song, but not like a word. I'm trying to think of one that is the word. Like, cause you
Neither
said
Saint
there
nor
is.
Switchblade.
There we go. There's
There you
one.
go.
I was like,
That song was
that
originally
one?
called Neither Is. No, that was A Liar Saint a Switchblade Part 2.
yeah.
I was told to change that one. Yeah.
I know a lot of bands kind of when there's like a longer like B-roll title, they have like parentheses around it as like,
Yeah.
like
Yeah,
the first
so-
part and then like a second option for the full name.
I feel like if we found like a name like that you initially that really did resonate with like the song as it, I think we totally do that. I
that's
feel like
cool.
it's nice and campy, and like on like the
Nice.
CD especially, you'd
Cute.
see it like, oh yeah.
Also,
like
like a lot of them do start off with like it's like the long-winded name where it's and then it has the parentheses, and then I look at it and I'm like, but why do I have that first bit when the parentheses is actually like the bit that I'm like thinking is better, or the beginning I'm like at some point I feel like it's taking away. I like the conciseness.
Yeah.
Usually.
I see. I get what
I'm
you're
atoning
saying.
for past sins of being in a Midwest emo band, so.
Okay, would you rather watch Hallmark movies or horror movies?
That's a hard
That
one.
is actually a hard one. I was gonna.
They're
I had
both
like.
scary.
I had.
so.
I had like the gut to be like, oh my gosh, now horror movies, because like Hallmark movies are like they drag you through the mud like.
Yeah.
But also, there's an enjoyment in watching just like this crappy like rom-com. I love watching trashy rom-coms. That's like my favorite thing.
I'm so
I'm like,
with you.
you know what? I don't want to do much. I'll read a book. I'll put something on TV, and then it's like, ooh,
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I find myself
What's happening?
Yeah, you're like, this movie's so bad.
This is
The Princess Switch 3, guys. It's a great movie.
But she gets it. We have a candy gauntlet.
We do.
Oh.
Yeah.
If
If
you
you're
want to
willing.
partake,
Yes.
you do not have to.
No, we
I
got
have
it.
a lot of
Say no.
weird.
Just say no.
That only makes me want to do it more.
Okay, it is called the Cursed Candy segment,
oh
so
no.
stay tuned.
Well, hey.
How's it going? All alone now.
I'm scared. What has been inspiring you guys in recent days?
I don't know if you read the news. Just a
I
little
don't.
bit. There's been
I
like
do.
a little bit of there was an election since we wrote our last album.
Right.
There's
right.
a lot of we're both queer, so that's been a rough time. And you think that would make us write more about like social justice broadly, or like, but honestly, it's making us zoom in more on trying to focus like. Here's this like story of us in our minds, almost, if that makes sense.
Like I said, your authentic life. I feel
Right.
like that's very
Yeah.
important
It's
too,
so
like
real.
of like the queer narrative as well, because like it's like we can fight like the social justice, but one of the best ways to do it is to like share that we definitely exist.
Right.
And
Yeah.
it's like, no, we got recorded proof that there are people in Fort Collins, Colorado.
We've got sour pickle balls.
Hell yeah.
Okay.
It sounds like your type of thing.
I've had these before.
I use these regularly. These are Warhead Sour Galactic Cubes.
Oh my.
And this is some kind of
I made battery acid with these
Swedish fish, licorice, chocolate, and salmiak. And I'm pretty sure
Okay.
salmiak means salted licorice. So
Ooh, salted black licorice.
yes, and this is also another double salted black
don't do that one.
licorice.
Don't pick that one, please.
Yeah.
All right, so you all get to pick.
We get to pick.
Yeah, and we're just gonna do one.
Toxic waste as well. No, don't forget.
Oh yeah, I'm interested in the bag that I can't read.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Yeah. We
Okay.
can't read, but we can see the
Okay.
face.
Yeah,
I
see,
honestly don't even know what these are.
I see, that's why it's appealing.
Yeah, I totally get that. Actually, okay, we have Japanese plum flavored candy.
Ooh,
So that's
okay.
probably going to be delicious.
Great pick.
You have a big thing of lychee candy that you love. The lychee.
I love lychee candy. There we
you.
go.
Thank you.
Oh boy.
This is going to be
Got kind of
easy
a-
money.
Yeah, this is all cute, little guy.
Yeah, I'm excited.
I know, I have a feeling we
nervous.
lucked out with this
I don't
one.
know.
You don't like plums?
I'm just saying you have picked some weird candy in the past.
It's been a bit of a trauma ride.
So if I taste this and this is bad, I'm gonna be so like betrayed because I feel like it's gonna be good.
Okay.
What?
Oh, it's
don't
like
like
taffy.
It is like a taffy.
I thought it'd be a hard candy.
I was not prepared for the outside and then the inside.
Oh,
Oh my god, it's really
It's
hitting
like
now.
juicy.
We're fine.
oh.
Well, I'm
Wow.
a big fan of that, but I cannot eat like more than one
Agreed.
in like a sitting. Oh my gosh.
That was like the
Ooh,
fireball.
the sour.
Fireball syndrome. You can only have one.
Ooh.
You wouldn't need an ice cream
hard.
right of this?
I would actually. No, it'd be hard.
I kind of liked it.
I did like the flavor actually.
Yeah.
Did you ever have Zots as a kid?
Zots.
Yep. Yeah, you know what I'm talking about.
Those are good.
That's what it tastes like. It's like
Okay.
a blue Zots.
Interesting. I'll have to look for those.
I still like feel it in like where I was
Yeah.
chewing it, like still tingling.
It's burning a
You all
hole.
swallow it already?
I'm trying.
Okay. That's
doing-
like still keeping it in my mouth. It's very sour.
I'm so
Okay.
sorry.
Are we done? Okay, should we do one more?
I'm good with being done.
Okay.
I'm good with being done.
Okay, let's
out.
linger
Three
in
left
my
out.
mouth for like the rest of the day.
That wasn't too bad.
Okay, last minute questions or anything
sure.
else you wanted to like share with people like who might not be familiar with your band?
Yeah.
Like what would you like them to know?
For sure, you can find us everywhere. Carraway Band. We have carrawayband.com where you can find everything.
Cool.
Besides that, we're on like Apple Music, Spotify, you name it. Bandcamp because Spotify is evil. And yeah.
I'm just now finding out about this stuff.
Oh my
I found
God,
out about it today.
Ooh.
Wait, what?
I'm very
Did
sorry.
something specific happen?
No,
The
not.
CEO of Spotify
Oh.
is like now a member of our military, and
Oh yeah,
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 $600 million defense contractor for AI too.
Ha!
And
Oh,
also
cool.
they've also been uploading AI music, like Spotify has.
Oh
so now we don't
yeah.
have to
I
pay
heard about that a
artists.
while
Yeah,
ago.
it's
Directing more people to AI music.
That being said, we have way more
Oh.
listeners on Spotify than
Well, I mean,
still.
that's the
because everyone still uses
everyone's
it.
on Spotify, and it's like
Yeah.
so hard to move people, like to get people to move platforms. Like there's still so many people on Facebook, and I'm like still on Instagram, and I'm just like,
Yeah.
I would love to get myself off of Meta stuff,
Oh, me too.
but
That's where
I know,
like
I
all
do.
our following is at this
Yeah.
point. A big
It's-
one, archive.org. If you want to quit Spotify, you can download literally everything you've ever heard, somewhat legally. Somewhat
Wait,
legally.
through like the Wayback Page kind of thing?
Yeah, so it's the same. It's the same. It's the same
Yeah.
website, but
Yeah.
users upload their stuff. I think our entire album's up there now. You can just download any.
Yeah, we just straight up
We straight up
uploaded
upload our own stuff
ourselves.
over
So you
there.
can listen to it
That's
for free.
And then you can
That's
put that in your
cool.
local files, and then if you like whatever you install in music apps, if you have an iPhone, Apple Music, even if you don't pay for it, you'll have every song that you download to your phone.
Yeah.
Damn.
For free.
Wow. Okay.
I love archive. This is Internet Archive.
Internet Archive, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like one of the best things that exists. Like
Oh,
it has like
absolutely.
old websites
Yeah.
on it and how
Yeah,
they
as
were.
college students,
Yeah.
go to. When I'm like, I need this book real fast. I'm like, borrow.
Are there any artists, like maybe filmmakers or I don't know, just people outside of music that you draw inspiration from?
Recently, we watched the two Celine Song movies. I don't know if you guys have seen those. They're really good. It's her most recent one's The Materialist. Before that, she did a movie called Past Lives. They're so good. They're well, Materialist is a rom-com with Pedro Pascal. So enough said. But
That's all you gotta say.
yeah, that's all I gotta say. Go watch it. But no, it's very much trying to kind of capture a lot of emotion, and that's been a good one.
Are there any artists in the area that you guys would like to, play shows with or like are inspired by, perhaps?
Yeah,
Who did
good
we see
question.
open for Ghost Note?
Oh my god, Ubuntu.
Ubuntu. Yeah, I've heard of them.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're awesome.
Oh, I think I've seen their
I would
name.
love to play a show with Ubuntu.
We saw them
I don't
open
know if
for
our
Ghost
music
Note.
really
It'd work.
jives.
well
We
enough.
know. I've met them. I said
we
hi
know
to
them,
them. We
absolutely.
talked. They follow
Briefly.
us. So like, it's at least we're not doing like a reach.
Clay K and the Vertebrae.
Speaking of Clay, aren't you coworkers with him?
we worked together
Yeah.
at a movie theater.
I am curious, what's it like working with Clay? Because I know
Yeah.
he's a totally different human
Let's
being.
just go
at
off
work.
on Clay for the next.
So I actually I will say because I knew Clay before, right? Like I knew him from music stuff. So like completely different person when we're around other people. Like we were just talking alone at work the other day, and I'm like I was like, okay, I know this guy, and then someone else came and I was like, who is this? Like customer service voice. I'm like, I don't know this guy.
Right.
Yeah, totally different human being. That was really odd.
Interesting.
I would hope to God no one came into my work because I'd have to be like, hey, how's it going?
The voice goes up octaves when you're talking to customers.
The amount of ma'ams I get, like, you got it, ma'am. Like, through the headset, I'm like, all right, I'll see you up here.
Like we quote Safira Cristal from RuPaul's Drag Race a lot.
I love RuPaul's Drag
Yeah,
Race.
yeah.
I literally
Speaking
watch
of
RuPaul's
media,
every single night.
That's what
Yeah.
we've been on the kick recently.
What season are you on?
13 currently. is
Oh
what
my
we're
god, I
on.
just finished 13.
I don't remember who wins or
Yeah.
who's in the top. I know who doesn't win because I'm watching All Stars too.
Oh, okay,
So
okay.
don't say anything. Don't say anything.
That's
but
amazing. I'm so
it's
glad.
like when Safira Cristal was gonna take her immunity potion. Like, do you want to take it? And she just goes, yup. Like the deepest and gorgeous, beautiful woman. So he said that we'll just go, yup.
I guess talk about music or like non-music art forms that have inspired us recently. Drag has been a
Drag.
huge thing for us.
Same,
Yeah,
honestly, like the amount of artistry that comes with that show, and
my
I love
God,
reality TV, so like literally everything about that show
Oh
I'm
my
just
God,
like
yeah.
obsessed with. The competition
Absolutely.
too, like
Yeah, absolutely.
I'd be like looking at the looks, like ooh that silhouette. I don't know.
As if I know anything about fashion.
We turn into an expert.
Yeah.
I'm like, the padding on that shit just isn't up to date.
I attended my first drag show on Sunday,
Yeah.
and I loved it so much.
That's good.
Like, it was at Salt Road Brewery.
Okay.
Yeah.
There was a Pride event happening, and so then they had 3 people in drag, and it was just like, I was watching it, and like I just had like a grin ear to ear, and like just started like tearing up, and like they just kind of didn't stop the whole time.
Yeah.
It's just like, what a incredible celebration. Like I love the celebration of femininity. I love the masculinity like can be really shit on in our society.
Absolutely.
And with good reason. Like there is like masculinity that comes across, and it can be extremely harmful and extremely hurtful to people. But like, I don't know if there's anything more masculine than being able to set your masculinity down and like embrace femininity and celebrate it, and then like, you get to come back in, and it's just it's such a beautiful thing.
Yeah, for sure. We're gonna see Miss Vanjie Denver Pride Sunday. She's headlining. Get over there. It's planned.
Nuh-uh.
Yeah,
This Sunday?
This Sunday. Patagonia and Detox are Saturday. So.
Oh my god, I'm gonna have to go on Sunday.
Lexi
I'm
Love
deadass.
and Jules Sparkles was tonight at the kickoff.
Oh my
And it
god.
was only $15 extra for the meet and greet of Lexi Love and Jules Sparkles,
Yeah.
and it sold out like, and I was like, I would have.
Holy shit. Okay.
I mean, I might too. I'm thinking about it. I think I could use a Denver trip maybe.
Yeah. Yeah. So you two grew up in Fort Collins, right?
I grew up in Parker, actually.
And I grew up in Fort
Oh
Collins.
yeah. Okay.
Mostly.
Yeah, like
Thornton
South
to
Denver.
South
Yeah.
Denver to Fort Collins. This is where I've been here a lot though. This is where my grandparents live, both sets. It's where my parents grew up.
Well, you graduated high school.
I graduated high school from here.
Yeah, that's,
so it's
that's
basically
Fort Collins enough.
exactly.
Yeah.
But
But you moved here your junior year of high
my
school,
junior year
so.
of high school.
What do you think is I can go either direction. What's your favorite restaurant in town?
No.
Oh,
So hard.
You have to choose one.
I know, I
You
have to
cannot
think
choose
of-
two.
I have to think of like what food.
Music City Hot Chicken.
For real?
That's pretty
I'm
good.
gonna have a hot
It's
take.
pretty good.
It's not my favorite.
Oh my god.
I'm a ranch guy, and the ranch is just not.
Yeah, I think it's I get
I
it.
kind of
I love
agree.
their
Yeah,
the Ramporn fries.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
See,
Yes,
those
and
are
their
not
hot
my
sauce.
favorite type of fries either.
See, I'm a vegetarian, and I like the one thing I love it more in this world is like Nashville hot not chicken, you know?
Oh,
And they have Avogadro's numbers tempeh there, and then they batter it and fry it and toss in their Nashville hot sauce.
That
So it's
sounds
fire.
amazing.
It's
I love tempeh.
Yeah.
And I'm gluten free, and they have gluten free fried chicken,
Yeah.
which like literally nowhere has.
yeah.
Also,
Damn.
our grocery bill is horrible.
Yeah, vegetarian, gluten free.
Dang.
So then, Mara, what's your favorite restaurant?
Can you count Boba Cafe and Loveland as a restaurant, would you?
They have food.
I love their teriyaki chicken, and I love sitting inside of it and having their Thai tea.
Uh-huh.
So I think that's my favorite. Other than that, or it's like Sushi Joa. I'm thinking like place I like to sit down in.
Yeah, the vibe.
The
yeah.
vibe.
If you want the best, like another really good place in Fort Collins is Sally's Kitchen. Have you guys been?
I've heard of that. I haven't been though.
It is an Asian food restaurant in a gas station off a Timberline, and they make the weirdest food in the world. Like they call it pad thai.
It's not
I
bad.
don't know what it
It's
is.
delicious.
It's like MSG noodles. And I love it.
Okay.
Yeah, it's so
Wonderful.
good.
You know, I know we're wrapping up soon, but I just want to ask. Earlier, Nick, you said you're a spiritual person.
Yeah.
What does that mean to you?
Wow. That's I mean, so like I think it's first of all just like a really broad term where it's like for a long time I considered myself like strictly atheist, where I was like I came from a very Christian family, and then it was like no, I don't really believe in God in necessarily, you know, as like, but now it's kind of like I've come to terms with the idea that, you know, maybe there is something more, not necessarily that there is, you know, like a higher power in like the conventional sense that there's a God, but kind of that something connects people beyond just like the chemicals in our brain. I think my problem is I always wanted like solid proof of that, but then I feel like that proof has kind of always been there from the fact that, you know, we're literally here, like we're conscious and we're sentient. And if you want to say that that's just chemicals, I'd argue then that chemical like connection is something larger than, you know, just saying, oh, it's only chemicals. So it's kind of accepting that human beings are beyond like just the physical realm, you know, and that we kind of have more to do and that we should spend our lives trying to help other people.
The fact that we make friends.
Yeah, that's a great explanation.
Love that.
Is there anything else you would like us to know before we wrap up?
If anyone wants to know where Clay K works, my Venmo is...
Brilliant.
Yeah.
Okay, well, thanks for listening. That was awesome, and thank you for tolerating my cursed candy.
Oh, yes.
Survivors,
I enjoyed learning
officially
that.
survivors. Oh, and we got to wrap it up with elephant penis.
We sing elephant penis.
Yeah, you can join in if you want to.
Got
it,
but
okay.
You can, if you want to start us off.
Okay.
That is
Do you want to go
our
high or do you want to go low?
I'll go high.
You go high, I'll go high too.
okay, high and high.
We'll jump in at some point.
Yeah.
Elephant penis. Elephant penis. Elephant penis.
Cool.
That's it.
We publish that as a single.
And you did that for free.
Yeah, we'll bill you.
Okay.